Hey devs, how's it going? My name is Bruno Ribeiro. I'm a backend developer and today I'm working with Elixir. And I'm gonna bring to you guys a video talking about many-to-many relationships with Elixir in Ecto. And this is my first video in English, so I apologize up front for any mistake that I said. Sorry for my messy room too. And okay, going back to the theme of the video. Today I'm gonna show you how to make many-to-many relationships and using the power of the actor for making this uh, more easy to do and in the right way. Okay, it's not in programming, we know that's not the right way, but I'm gonna show you a really good way. So let's go to the browser because before I show you the code, I'm gonna show to you guys what we're gonna doing today. Okay, so deep diving into the browser, I'm gonna show you the problem that we had and how we're gonna solve it. We have two tables here, one called user and one called courses. User has the ID, name, and age. Courses has the ID, name, and author. But these two tables is not they do not have relationship with one with another. Okay, so how we solve this problem? Uh, you have many users and you have many courses, but a user can make uh, too many courses at the same time, and one course can have multiple users at the same time. So now we have a many-to-many relation. How we solve that problem in the database? You can just throw the course table or the foreign key of the course inside the user, because if you make that, user is just gonna have one relation. User can just have one course, right? uh, in a go horse way, you can make a new row here in user, and you can call courses. Of course, why not? And you can make this array of int. Yeah, you can make that, and you can just update this array of int. Not int, my mistake. Is gonna be a UUID array. You can make that. You're gonna save in the user table how much course he's making. But you're gonna have one problem here, because if you save an ID here and this course is deleted and a new one comes from you, user table just not gonna have the right information, because this ID that he saved here is not exist anymore, and now we have a problem. Another problem that you can have is I don't know, someone make a mistake in your business logic and you save ID that does not exist, and this course do not exist and is saved in the user column courses, and now you do not have a relationship, and this is going to be a really problem for your database, because you does not have the knowledge. You can't be certain that this data is correct. So how are we going to solve that? A way that we can make this relation is creating a new table, and this table is going to be called user course, and this table is going to store the user ID and it's going to store the course ID. And now we can make a ref of this user course user ID with the users ID, and make the relation of this user course with the course ID with the course's ID. And now we have the relation. And how this is gonna solve our problem? Because every row who's gonna be he's gonna be saved in this user course is gonna be a user ID and a course ID. And these are foreign keys. So now we had the certain that that user ID exists and this course ID exists too. And now we solve the problem. And okay, we solved the problem in the database way, but how we gonna do that with Elixir? Okay, let's go into Emacs and I'm gonna show to you guys. Okay, in Elixir, we have a really powerful tool that we call Ecto, and Ecto is really used in almost every project user who has to connect with database. Okay, I already set up Ecto in this project. So if I go to here in mix XSS, you can see the Ecto here using Postgres. And I already created the application, but not too many. I'm gonna show a quick show to you what the application has. So I have the priv, the migrations, right here, the migration of user. I'm using UID for make this more realistic. Okay, just ID, name and age. Same thing for the courses. So right here I have the, let me, okay, here we have name, author, and the same thing, it's binary ID. And we have the schemas of the user. It's just primary key, foreign key, this configuration. So in Ecto, we use schemas for, schema is like the logic representation for our database, for our table. Okay, so we had the same thing for the course right here. And now everything's set it. I make a quick seeds to, let me go back here, seeds, aqui, quick seeds just to we have the data, and this data already exists in the database. Okay, so how we solve this problem? The first thing first we have to do is create the new database that we needed. So I'm gonna open my terminal here and gonna create a new, let me try to open this right here for you guys to see. Okay, I'm gonna create a new migration called user courses table. Okay, and now let me go to migration, and right here is our new table. Okay, so I'm gonna create the table called user course, and this table, I guess the end, it is not gonna have a primary key. So I'm gonna set this primary key to false, because the idea of this table is just to store the other primary keys. So I'm gonna add the user ID. User ID references to our users table. The type of is binary ID, and this is gonna be a primary key true. I'm gonna make the same thing for our course ID, references to use to courses. The type is gonna be binary ID. Binary ID is like user call UID, okay? And this is gonna be primary key true. I'm gonna add the timestamps. Type is gonna be I always forget how to the name of the type. Let me see. UTC datetime. UTC datetime. Okay. Let me try to make a migration and see if this works. Okay, migration works, but I almost forget a really important thing that is gonna be our unique index. We have to first of all, making index is good because we're gonna make the query more faster, more performatic. And of course, if the user ID and the course ID is already have a relationship, it does not make sense I make another one. Also, that means I'm gonna have duplicated relationship on our database, and we don't want that. So I'm gonna create it a unique index, passing the name of the table, and right here I'm gonna pass the both user ID and course ID, and I'm gonna say the name is gonna be user ID course user ID course ID unique index. And now we have our index created. I already have make the migration, so I'm gonna make a rollback to, okay, it's not gonna work, so I'm gonna make a mix Ecto reset for make more faster, reset to not, so drop, create, and migrate. Okay, now we created our index, and now that created our index, we're gonna need create our schema that's gonna support the logic representation of this table. Okay, so like I said before, the schema is the logic representation of our table. Okay, so is this like the Ecto is gonna make the relation with our database to our manipulates the data that we need. So we created this new table, right, called user course, and of course we're gonna need to create a new schema that is gonna support the data that we created, the table that created there. So I'm gonna copy this one and I'm gonna create it the user course, and I'm gonna pass this here and just change the things that we need. First thing, user course required field is gonna be user ID and course ID. Primary key is gonna be false because this table does not have primary key. It's gonna the name is user course, and now we're gonna start to using Ecto for our advantage. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is creating belongs to. So belongs to is like we said to Ecto that this ID belongs to user. Okay, so Ecto already has a pattern, so if you write user, he's gonna understand, he's gonna try to find this user slash underline ID for you. Okay, and we're gonna add this belongs to for our course too. Okay, course and course, but of course we have to make our alias because for working. Okay, so user and course, and now our alias are working. Okay, so I already created a table, and now we're gonna make the relation. So I'm gonna go back here for user and start to make our relation. How this gonna work? First of all, I'm gonna make some alias of the course and the alias of the new schema I created, user course. And now Ecto has a really powerful function called many-to-many. And what we're gonna pass here? First thing we're gonna pass is the name. Is gonna be the virtual name or the name the Ecto is gonna use to store the data. Okay, so if are in the users table, makes sense that we call this courses, right? But you can pass the name you want here. But we're gonna pass courses because it's more semantic. The second thing we're gonna pass is gonna be this schema, because now Ecto is gonna know what courses has. So course has a name and author, and now Elixir is gonna know how to map in that. The third thing we're gonna pass is join through, and join through is gonna be our data or our new schema that we created to support the relation between these two. Okay, and the last thing we're gonna pass is gonna be on replace, and I'm gonna add delete. Okay, so on replace is gonna be we're gonna teach Ecto what he has to do when we change the data. So if we add another relation in our user course, what we're gonna do? So we're gonna delete the old data and put the new one. Okay, and you're gonna see this when I make the implementation. So I'm gonna get this many to many here, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the course schema. So I'm gonna go back to here, I'm gonna paste this here, and of course in the course table this is not gonna be called courses and users instead. I'm gonna make an alias right here, schemas user, and the schema user course, and this is gonna be user. Okay, and now we have the relationship. Easy like that. So I'm gonna run the seeds, see if it's working. Uh, Run. Okay, now we have the seeds working. And what I'm gonna do is running our Elixir and see what's gonna happen. Okay, so I'm gonna say to many example. I'm gonna to repo and get all users. And now what we have here, you can see that we have two users, and here we have the courses of this user, but you have a strange message here. It's called Ecto association not loaded. Why? Well, of course courses can have the data, courses of course has the data, the columns, and well, if you do not save specifically to Ecto to load them, the default is gonna be lazy and not load this. But if you want to load this, I'm just gonna pass this up for a pipe, and I'm gonna call a function that we has in repo called preload, and in this case I'm gonna preload the courses, and when I get enter, now you have the courses is empty. Okay, because of course we don't create any relationship. So now I'm gonna show to you guys my debeaver for you guys see how this database is working. Okay, so now we have the beaver, and I'm gonna enter here in users. You're gonna see that we have two users, right? And courses, we have 5 courses. And in our database, our table, user course, that we don't have anything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna manually create a relationship. So I'm gonna get this user, go here in the user course, and I'm gonna add this user ID right here. I'm gonna get a course ID here, put it right here, and get the inserted ads for finish. Okay, now we have our first relationship. So I'm gonna go back here for the code, and let's run again our query and see what's happened. And if I scroll here, now we can see that our user has, Bruno Ribeiro has his courses. Okay, and of course if I updated our the beaver, the course is gonna show here. But of course we don't gonna make this manually. We have to make this on the code. And for making that, I'm gonna create, first thing first, I'm gonna go back to schema of the user and now create the change set for teach Ecto how he has to make the update. So let me scroll down here. I'm gonna create a new function called upsearch user coursers, and I'm gonna pass for him the user and the course. Okay, and this user I'm gonna pass into a cast empty and make the required fields and optional fields. Okay, and now we're gonna make Ecto is gonna make the magic. I'm gonna put a sock, and this put a sock I'm gonna pass the name of the field, so it's courses, and I'm gonna pass our courses. Oh, this should be courses. Okay, and now Ecto is gonna make this update. I'm just gonna add the spec right here for making a little bit better. So user is gonna be module, and courses is gonna be course, and I'm gonna return a Ecto change set type. Okay, so now we teach Ecto how he gonna update the data. But a little disclaimer: for his make the association, he's gonna need all the data. So he's gonna need everything that has in courses. It's not can be just the ID or some things like that. It has to be all the data. Um, and now I'm gonna create a service for us to make this update. Okay, so let me go back to here, create a new directory called services, and now I gotta create the update user. Okay, so update user, and for this one I'm gonna need to make some alias for I'm gonna make the alias of the repo, the alias of the schemas for user, and the schemas for the course. Okay, I'm gonna need to import Ecto query too, and after that I'm gonna create a function called execute. And what I'm gonna make here, this function is gonna receive, sorry, let me, this function is gonna receive our user ID, and it's gonna receive the courses IDs. Okay, for now we're gonna make updates of multiple courses at the same time. So what I'm gonna do, first I have to get our user, so I'm gonna get user repo.get user, passing the user ID. Sure. And I'm gonna get our courses. Courses is gonna receive, gonna pass this course for a where, and where course ID in courses IDs, and repo dot all. After that I'm gonna get this user and pass for a function that we created called user update upsearch user course, and it's the second parameter. I'm gonna pass these courses, and after that I'm gonna make in a repo update. Okay, and now let's see what happens. So I'm gonna get this ID of John Doe, and probably recompile is not gonna work. Yeah, I imagine. I don't know why when I'm not using Credo, is not working very well. But let's go that. I'm gonna call this function many-to-many example services update user execute, and first thing I'm gonna pass is gonna be this ID, and the second thing is going to be our array of courses. I'm gonna try to get this ID right here, and let's see what happens. Okay, this is gonna be a string. Here's the ID, and okay, we had a problem here. Invalid character. Okay, got it. I miss the close it of the string right here in the user. Okay, let's try now. And not work. Why? Why does not work? Because like I said before, user, we have to pass all the data. So for this work, I have to make a preload, in this case, passing the courses. And now if I try that again, I going to stop the execution of this and start again. Just gonna get the query right here. And now if I run that, what's gonna happen? Ta-da! We have our course here for John Doe. Everything working fine. But let's try add another course, right? So I'm gonna go here in my debeaver and gonna get another ID, and let's try to add one more ID for this guy. Okay, so now I'm gonna exclude this one and give it another ID for John Doe. And when I run that, you can see that John Doe receives the new course, this JavaScript, but where is the HTML? Well, so like I said before for you guys, when we put the association, we said here in the many-to-many relation that we want to delete when replace the data. So what is happening is the many-to-many, the Ecto, is deleting all the others relations and put the new ones. But if you pass in the array with the just one, he's gonna delete all the other ones. And well, this is how the business logic is working for that case. But if you want to try it, if you just want to update one at a time, you can make it a little tricky for you to make that. So what are you gonna do? Now let's say that we want to update one at a time. Okay, so it's not gonna be more courses, it's gonna be a course. Let me change the name of the function, and what I can do is I can pass an array and set this. I want this course, and I want the user dot courses. Okay, and what's gonna happen is Ecto is gonna make the diff between in this list. So he's gonna make the diff and the user's courses and the course that you passing, for see if this course you pass is if this course is already exists in the user's courses. He's not gonna update it, of course. And after he make this diff, he's gonna make the association and put the data right on the database. So if I go back to the services um, and update the user, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna comment this thing, and now we're gonna have a course, and I'm gonna make repo get course passing the course ID. Okay, so let me change this one, change the name for course ID. Now this is gonna be course and this course too, and let's see what happens. So I'm gonna close this and run again, and now I'm gonna get the function right here. Let's go back, and I'm gonna get the another course. So I'm gonna get the Elixir course ID, and let's try to add the Elixir right here. So let's see what happens. Now it's not gonna be more a list, just a string, and I'm gonna pass Elixir here, give her an enter, and voila! Now we have the Elixir course and the JS course. Okay, but again, I'm gonna give you a disclaimer. In this case, like I said to you guys, the Ecto is gonna be a diff between these lists, this list and this structure. And of course, in this case, working fine, it's no problem. But if you have a lot of courses, so imagine that this user has 1,000 courses. When you do that, it's not going to be performatic, right? So a solution that I can point to you is right in service. You can you you already has the user, you already has the course. What you can make is transform both into a map set and make the diff. See if it's necessary, make the diff, and after that pass the upsearch courses, passing all the array of courses for here for the user, in case you want to update one by one. In case you want to update everything in a row, you already know how to make that, and that's how you can make many-to-many relations with Elixir. Okay. Hey devs! Thank you for watching this video until the end. Hope that somehow have helped to you with something, has been useful to you. Of course, this video was strictly focused on Ecto, so of course you see that in service I not make the validation in case the user or the course does not exist and some things like that, because the video was already about 30 minutes, and sorry about that. I tried to make a more condensated knowledge for it not take much time, but I guess I failed the mission. But that's it. Hope you like it. If you have any advice or tip or any content that you want me to talk about in the Elixir world, talk here, is right here in the comments. I'm gonna read it. And again, sorry about my bad English. I'm gonna try to improve that for the next videos. In the next video, I'm gonna try to talk about Ecto Multi or Multi. I already see the both pronunciations. I prefer Multi, and show to you guys how to make transactions on the database, rollbacks, and how all these things works. Okay, so be good, drink water. See you later.